Bob Dylan, the enigmatic bard of the 20th and 21st centuries, has long been a lodestar for artists across generations and genres. His songs, vehicles of poetic rebellion, existential introspection, and kaleidoscopic storytelling, have inspired countless musicians to reimagine the boundaries of lyricism and artistry. When luminaries like Paul McCartney, Bono, Patti Smith, Nick Cave, Chris Martin, and others gather to anoint his greatest works, the result is not merely a list, but a mosaic of perspectives that reveal Dylan's multifaceted genius. Each artist, through their chosen song, illuminates a different facet of Dylan's oeuvre, reflecting both his enduring influence and their own creative ethos. Paul McCartney, The Melodic Alchemist, and I Want You. Paul McCartney, a peer and friendly rival in the pantheon of songwriting giants, gravitates toward Dylan's 1966 Blonde on Blonde standout, I Want You. For McCartney, a master of melodic intuition, the song's deceptively simple structure belies its emotional complexity. Its repetitive, almost hypnotic refrain, I want you, I want you, I want you so bad, is a raw nerve of desire wrapped in the hazy instrumentation of the Nashville sessions. McCartney, whose Beatles era was marked by a similar fusion of accessibility and innovation, admires Dylan's ability to distill longing into a mantra that feels both urgent and timeless. It's direct but mysterious, McCartney has remarked, like a love letter written in code. The track's restless energy, Dylan's harmonica wail cutting through Al Kooper's organ swirl, mirrors the Beatles' own psychedelic explorations, underscoring a shared moment when pop music became a vessel for avant-garde ambition. Bono, the spiritual seeker and every grain of sand. Bono, U2's frontman and a crusader for spiritual and social awakening, champions every grain of sand from Dylan's 1981 gospel-infused album Shot of Love. To Bono, the song is a psalm for the modern age, a meditation on divine presence in a fractured world. Its lyrics, I hear the ancient footsteps like the motion of a sea, evoke biblical grandeur, yet remain deeply personal, a hallmark of Dylan's ability to oscillate between the cosmic and the intimate. Bono, whose work often grapples with faith and doubt, sees in the song a reconciliation of Dylan's evangelical phase with his broader existential quest. It's humility and hubris in one breath, Bono notes, pointing to lines like, I am hanging in the balance of the reality of man, which mirror U2's own struggles to reconcile idealism with human frailty. The track's sparse arrangement, featuring Dylan's weary croon and a haunting harmonica, becomes a confessional booth, inviting listeners to witness a sinner's pilgrimage toward grace. Patti Smith, the poet priestess and a hard rain's a-gonna fall. Patti Smith, punk's poet laureate, elevates A Hard Rain's a-gonna fall, 1963, as Dylan's apocalyptic masterpiece. A protege of the Beat generation, Smith reveres the song's torrential imagery, a cascading litany of blue-eyed wolves, black branches with blood, and young children with guns as a harbinger of ecological and social collapse. Its prophecy set to music, Smith asserts, likening its structure to Allen Ginsberg's Howl. For her, the song's power lies in its duality, a lullaby for the end times, delivered with the urgency of a street corner preacher. Smith's own work, From Horses to Land, channels this same blend of visceral imagery and incantory rhythm, making Dylan's influence unmistakable. The song's refrain, and it's a hard rain's a-gonna fall, becomes a rallying cry, a reminder that art must confront darkness to kindle light. Nick Cave, the Gothic storyteller and blind Willie McTell. Nick Cave, the brooding bard of moral quandaries and Southern Gothic lore, reserves particular awe for Blind Willie McTell, recorded in 1983 but unreleased until 1991's The Bootleg series. Cave, whose narratives often dwell in the shadowlands of history and myth, is drawn to the song's panoramic lament. Over a skeletal piano melody, Dylan name-checks the titular bluesman while surveying the ruins of American history, slavery ships, chain gangs, and the ghosts of electricity, as if channeling William Faulkner in song. It's a ghost story, cave muses, where the past haunts the present, and the music itself is the medium. The track's unresolved tension between reverence and despair, beauty and decay, echoes Cave's own explorations in Murder Ballads and Ghostine, cementing Dylan as a forebear of lyrical haunting. Chris Martin, the romantic melodist, and Make You Feel My Love. Chris Martin of Coldplay, a purveyor of heart-on-sleeve balladry, gravitates toward Make You Feel My Love, 1997's Time Out of Mind, a song he's frequently covered in concert. To Martin, the track's simplicity is its superpower. When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, a pledge of unwavering devotion amid life's storms. It's the kind of song you wish you'd written, Martin admits, highlighting its universal resonance. While some critics dismissed the track as schmaltzy upon release, Martin sees it as proof of Dylan's late career renaissance, where vulnerability eclipses irony. The song's gentle piano and weathered vocals prefigure Coldplay's own anthems of connection, illustrating how Dylan's empathy transcends generations. Other voices, Joni Mitchell, Bruce Springsteen, and the chorus of reverence. Beyond the headliners, Dylan's disciples form a chorus of reverence. Joni Mitchell, in a characteristically candid tribute, lauds Visions of Johanna, 1966, as the pinnacle of poetic songwriting. Its surreal vignettes, the ghost of electricity howls in the bones of her face, painting a fever dream of love and disillusion. Bruce Springsteen, the blue-collar bard, champions like a rolling stone, 1965, as the atomic bomb of rock and roll, its sneering refrain, how does it feel? Dismantling social pretenses and igniting rock potential as a vehicle for rebellion. Meanwhile, younger acolytes like Taylor Swift's cite Blood on the Tracks, 1975, as a masterclass in heartbreak's anatomy, proving Dylan's knack for reinvention across decades. What emerges from these selections is a portrait of Dylan as both mirror and prism, reflecting his contemporaries' aspirations while refracting new light for successors. McCartney's emphasis on melody, Bono's spiritual reckoning, Smith's poetic ferocity, Cave's historical hauntings, and Martin's romantic sincerity collectively map the contours of Dylan's vast landscape. His songs, as chosen by these icons, are not relics but living texts, continually reinterpreted through the lens of those who dare to walk into shadow. In their hands, Dylan's greatest hits are less a canon than a conversation, an unbroken chain linking the Greenwich Village folk clubs to the global stage, proving that his voice, in all its guises, remains as indispensable as the day it first crackled through a transistor radio. As long as artists seek to marry words with wonder, Bob Dylan's songs will endure, whispered and wailed by generations yet unborn.